saw a video where a guy was checking his throat growth, and he also likes to use this method to work out his initial seating depth. So what he does is he takes barrel off and he takes a case that's been properly sized and drops it in the chamber. And you can hear it and you can see that it's dropping all the way down. This particular barrel is a 6.5 PRC. It's been shot about 300 times, and this case has been resized 3 times. So it seems like the reloading dies are working out good. That's one test. So what you do, this is a 156, and it's in a case that's been checked and it fits properly. You load the bullet long, and then you just start testing it and seeing if it's going to drop into the chamber. So in this case, the bullet was loaded a little too long, and you can tell that in order for it to drop all the way in the chamber, I have to tap it down with my finger. Then I try to lift it with my pinky. It takes quite a bit of resistance, so I know I'm engaging the lands. This one I played with for a while, and it drops into the chamber just fine. And you'll notice there's this weird hydraulic lockup that it goes through. It's kind of an interesting process, but if you're patient, the case will drop in on its own. And you tap it down, just make sure it's fully seated, lift it with your pinky, and there's very little to no resistance on my pinky nail pulling it out of there. So I know that I'm really super close, right in that. There you go, it's all the way down. So I'm gonna consider that good. I also did the 135 A-tip since I shoot it as well. Same thing, I just let it sit there for a second, double check it, lifts out perfectly fine. So what I determined, I don't have a great base because I never did this before, but what I determined is that the Berger 156 is actually loaded right at the 77 thousandths off the lands mark, and the 135 A-tip is at 31 thousandths off the lands. Now, what I can't do is chase the lands with this particular setup because I'm using AICS mags limited to 2.95 Cole or somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm actually at 2.953 on the 135s, and I'm at 2.95 on the Bergers. The Bergers have got a rougher tip, so they don't feed through the magazine as well. They kind of hang up. They're pretty sharp. Whereas the A-tip, this aluminum tip, it glides a little bit better through the magazine, but either way they're super close. So if you just figure 2.95 AICS mag length, and then you come up with your computations for your seating depth, it's kind of a neat method. The only problem is pain in the butt is just taking the barrel off and having to do it this way, but that's an actual loaded round right there that I've been playing with just to double check things. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Might be worth it to you guys when you take your barrels off to check them, or especially when you have a brand new barrel. That's what I'm going to do from now on, is I'm going to check my brand new barrel this method. That way I've got those nice sharp raised lands, and it should give me a much more definitive starting point. And then I can pay attention to it over time and see how my throats are growing, and if I need to chase the lands or not, especially on non-restricted mag length.